One shot costs 10 billion. If you can't hold it tight, the money won't come to your account. After my family went bankrupt, my childhood nemesis pressed me on the pool table and announced a twisted private game. And I was his human ball bag. Hold your legs tighter. I can't even see the ball bag. Charles Harrington knocked on the pool table with his knuckles and smacked his lips coldly. The cue covered with chalk dust pressed against my butt, forcing me to lift it higher. A burning sense of shame surged through my body, and I felt like I was burning. The presence of the cue was too strong, and its threat was almost within reach. As long as it moved slightly, it would press on the most sensitive part. Don't let the cue. Okay, I understand. My voice trembled, and I hugged my legs tightly with my arms. I have never been so nervous and scared. The unknown fear and overwhelming humiliation completely engulfed me. My fingers dug deep into my skin, leaving clear marks on my legs. But Charles didn't seem satisfied, and he was silent for a long time. He was torturing me, teasing me. It was as if he could only feel a little pleasure when he saw my despair and fear. He had always hated me. When we were little, he stopped me from playing with other boys. At school, he reported me for breaking the rules and showing off. At that time, he would pin me to the desk and force me to study, hitting my palms hard with a wooden ruler. I screamed that I hated him and would never be friends with him again. That quarrel lasted for 8 years. We hated each other and lost all contact. If my family had not gone bankrupt and my parents had not begged me to go to him for help, I would never have approached him. Peeking between my legs, I saw Charles bent over, ready. His burning, dark eyes locked on me, burning me with shame. The sound of the cue ball hitting the ball rang out, and the balls scattered on the table. One by one, they hit my buttocks and bounced off. Charles stood straight and graceful, and when our eyes met, he smiled maliciously. Another ball hit the pain point, and the force made me tremble. Ah, I gasped, biting my lip and covering my face with one hand. Charles grabbed my legs and squeezed them so hard that he almost broke me in half. If you can't hold it, the money won't come to you. Try harder. Don't let me hold it for you. Hold it for me? How could he hold it for me? My mind was in a mess, dizzy from the relentless beating of the billiard ball. Charles's force was so strong that I was worried that the ball would split me. My body went limp, and my legs could hardly support me. Isn't that enough? Charles put the cue on the table. Alex, your endurance is not what it used to be. His fingers brushed across the reddened skin, his tone meaningful. This level is not enough. I panicked and tried to lower my legs to cover it, but Charles grabbed my ankles. My vulnerable parts were exposed again, and I was too ashamed to look up before the mocking eyes of my torturer. Let me go. My chest trembled and I could hardly speak. Every time I met him, I would lose control. Years later, when I realized that I actually liked him, I despised myself. What a fool who reveled in being bullied. It seems you still need my help, Charles sneered, pulling me into his arms. My naked skin pressed against his expensive shirt. I looked up at his cold expression. His face was indifferent, but his body was not. We were so close that I could feel the eagerness beneath his calm appearance. Every sign of his desire for me was obvious. Charles's desire for me was almost palpable. How can you help me? I whispered, my eyes trembling with fear and pleading, my fingers twisting his sleeve. His breath paused, and then he cupped my hips and pulled us apart. You will know. Charles leaned over, like a beast ready to tear his prey apart. One of my calves was draped over his shoulder, and he spread my other leg. It was an extremely awkward position, and I wanted to retreat. My instinct screamed not to go so far, but he held my waist tightly and pressed a black 8 ball under me. I'll help you hold it steady. Charles looked down at me, his hands moving deliberately to press the black 8 ball closer. Catch it. Ugh. The smooth surface of the ball pressed painfully against me, making my tears flow. I was sweating and my legs were shaking uncontrollably. I don't want it. I shook my head and kicked my legs, refusing to cooperate. Charles said nothing more, just grabbed my waist and held me tight. The black 8 ball was now trapped under me. He pinched my cheek silently, looking at my tearful, pitiful face. I was terrified. How could such a big ball possibly get in? That place was unprepared, and it would hurt. I tried to act vulnerable and submissive, like I did when I was a kid, pressing my cheek against his chest. I really can't do it. It will hurt. Charles let my tears soak his shirt, but didn't back down. He said, try and risk my life. I tried to get up and run, but Charles pushed me down hard again. The pain made me pale, and I trembled and gasped. You still don't learn your lesson, Alex. His tone was discontent, and his expression was the same as when he used to hit my palm with a ruler. No matter how much I begged for mercy, I couldn't escape his punishment. The frustration in my heart exploded, and I was ready to fight to the death. I hate you, Charles. I hate you. Charles hugged my waist tightly and sighed softly. A gentle kiss fell on my cheek, wiping away my tears. He finally softened his heart to me. He would definitely not force me, would not insist that I swallow it. But I was wrong, or only half right. Instead of using brute force, he switched to a gentler method. He made me breathless, my mind was fuzzy, and my body became soft and submissive in his hands. It's just a ball, Alex. You can do it. You're great, Alex. It's just a small ball. His constant praise made my mind blank. Somehow, I succeeded. It hurt so much. I sat on the pool table, holding my stomach, unable to react.